Hi Johanna, this is Jaspreet, and I'm going to give you feedback on your essay about Renaissance now. You do a really good job of organizing your text. When I read this text, I'm assured that an organized mind is leading me, you know. You have a very good introduction. You go from general to specific. You talk about the Renaissance period first, and then talk about plays, then you get more specific, and then your thesis statement comes in. In your conclusion, you collect together all the ideas that you have presented for discussion for the reader, where you say deep thinking, royalty, battle skills, and love. So you do organize your text very well. Also, the paragraphs are divided into one idea per paragraph. You have very good topical sentences and conclusive sentences for almost all your paragraphs, and that's brilliant. So keep that up. As far as your content goes, we talked a little bit about this in class, but you need to make sure that you quote a source for your arguments, right? You find your argument in either in a text in your book, or use NDLA. Don't use Wikipedia. And then you find something in the play, of course, that resonates with your argument, like you do here, except you just should have used a source when you said the Renaissance featured many philosophers and forward thinkers who question the meaning of life and happiness. So if you had just quoted, where you got that from, and then you develop your argument. But you also need something else here. You need a quote. You have to find a quote in the play Hamlet, and then you present it, and then you develop it, or you explain it. So these two things are missing in your text. You have to make sure that you have it when you write literary essays. And sometimes, of course, you point to if you point to something that's common knowledge, you just say that. For example, everybody knows that kings, queens, princes, dukes, and more were grand titles of the Renaissance period. So you should just say it is common knowledge that. Make sure you point that out, right? Same here when you talk about fencing. Okay, another thing about your content this time that I realize is that your arguments are not very strong. It's original that you talk about the kings and the queens and the fencing part, but what's more important is that you should have brought in the language and the religion, how religion is demonstrated, how if people were religious, why does Hamlet not kill his uncle, this thing about ghost, right? Language, the type of language that was used in Renaissance and how it is seen in the play. Those are important arguments, and those needed to be included. Because you are also given the grade of your content also depends upon the strength of your argument. So your arguments need to be solid, and they need to be well developed, right? And you develop them by giving sources and quotes and stuff, but you have to make sure that you have some good arguments to begin with. Language wise, you are fluent, and you're accurate. You write accurately. You communicate well. The vocabulary is fine. It's everything else is on place as far as language is concerned. So it's the content this time that lets you down, but I'm pretty sure that it's not going to stop you from the next text. So just keep those things in mind, okay? All in all, good job.